Part 3. Let's begin. There is no such thing as perfection. That's correct. But you definitely want someone who chooses you rather than settled for you. You'd rather someone who lifts you up rather than someone that envies you. You'd rather want and need someone who is filled with love and wants to share that love. Rather than someone that has no love for themselves and has no love to give to you. So, yes, there is no such thing as perfection. But what you don't want is someone not meant for you. Someone that settled for you. Someone that only wanted something from you. Might even be that person wanting to want some of your bloodline. Could be that person just looking to prolong their legacy in some way, using you as a vessel, using you, but never truly loving you, never truly seeing you or wanting to truly know you. So yes, there is no such thing as perfection. But who wants that other stuff? So no one's saying to search for perfection, but what is searching for perfection really? When you're searching for perfection, still knowing that perfection doesn't truly exist, it still can mean that you're just going to keep your options open. You'll be open to better. To much more better. I'm sure it's not easy to hear from someone, if they're honest with you, that you weren't their first pick. You weren't their first option. I'm sure it wouldn't be easy to hear such words, that they weren't attracted to you. I always say this to myself and to anyone. It doesn't even have to be someone that is a potential. Just encouraging and wise words that I like to put out. If you don't like me, please leave me alone. If you know that I'm not your type, just leave me alone. And when you have to say that already, you know that you're dealing with immaturity, right? Like, just to have to speak such words means that there are people that will not leave you alone and seem to be interested and seem to be persistent as like they are actually into you, and to find out that that wasn't the case, I'm sure wouldn't be easy for anyone, especially if now you've signed a contract with this person, own things, moved moved away with this person, have been fruitful with this person. Yeah, invited these sort of people in your life. Yeah, that's tough. But again, it happens, and I know it does, and that's why I wanted to shine light on it just for a quick moment. That's evil works. That's what they call sleeping with the enemy, or just the enemy in your own home. There is someone around you that doesn't like you, but they're around you. They stay in your face for some reason. They keep showing up for some reason. And as we know, clearly they're getting something out of you. They keep coming back to you, because who really would want to just waste their time if they're not getting anything out of it? If they're not there for love, if they're not there to be sincere to your heart, then what else is there? Well, there's so many other things. Wanting to be there to get a piece of your peace. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, it's just knowing why this person is in your life, why they keep showing up, why they keep coming back. Ask questions. Know the person. That's another thing I like to always emphasize. If you meet me, I'm not surface level. I want to know you. I want to know who I'm talking to, who I'm looking at. Who are you? I'm a talker. So no matter who you are, what you do, the age, like, you're going to know me, because I'm going to talk. And I'm going to want to talk. And so if that's not something that the person is open to or is used to, let me know, you know? And that's all it is. You don't lower your standards. And to me, it's not a standard, because it's who I am. I'm a talker. And I find that to what level of a talker a person is, but everyone talks. Everyone talks. And so there's things where, with maturity, spiritually and physically, you find that people will talk if they want to, if they feel they need to. So if you find that someone's not open with you, just like you may not be open to someone for some reason and you can't help that, you trust that. Same as, why will we question it? We should already be knowing what that is, recognizing it, because we ourselves have been that way when we've come across a person that we may have thought physically we were attracted to, but for some reason, as I've spoken prior about this, our spirit allows us to know that we're not compatible with this person before we even can mother words. you know, because right now there's nothing. There's silence when there could have been something, but there's nothing. So you don't have to wait or question or force the person to speak and then to see that you guys are not compatible. No, it was that long silence. It's that silence that tells you, okay. And the more that you come to experience these things, which you will in the world, because we have to be around people, whether we're interested or not, we have to communicate. Well, again, the more that we've encountered these sort of experiences with people, the more that we notice and recognize, and it makes it easier without any confusion or not understanding or making excuses or trying to wonder what you yourself may have done, or maybe it was you. No, it wasn't you. It wasn't him. It was just what it was. It was the spirits, it was the spiritualness around it, letting you know that that was it. Letting you know. You don't have to say anything. You know. That person knows. That's why they don't have anything to say. So the more that you come to this understanding, right? The more that you mature in this understanding, the more you'll recognize it much more quicker. The spirit, what the spirit is communicating without physical communication, without verbal communication. And that's beautiful. So we're just acknowledging the spirit helps us. The spirit is always there. The silence is beautiful because it speaks louder than words. We don't force connections. The flesh and the spirit are two different things. The eye of the spirit and the eye of the flesh, two different things. And so the eye of the spirit sees the spirit, knows that person's spirit. The eye of the flesh only sees what the flesh sees on the surface. And as we know, physical attraction, yeah, it's there, check. But spiritually, nope. And then there's that verbal communication to know if you're compatible. Still, the spirit not gonna like it, right? But again, you know, it didn't take for that. It didn't take for you guys to actually verbally communicate or for the person to open up to see, oh yeah, you know, because maybe that won't happen. Maybe the person doesn't open up. Maybe you don't open up. But you still had that spiritual eye, that silence, that knowing, that energy. Like, oh, this seems familiar. This sort of silence, this energy seems familiar. So I don't, and you know, because when you sense it in the silence, you immediately start to be like, okay, whatever, like, you know what this is, and let's just get this over with, like whatever is gonna come. Like if this person, if we're gonna just leave right now, great. There won't be anything lingering because there was that silent understanding. That's how miraculous it is. Yeah. The visible world and the forces and the energy around that. And I've been referring to spiritual maturity a lot lately because we're maturing spiritually, and that is life. And that is where life comes from, and that is where life is headed, because that's the direction I'm headed. And I'm not heading in a direction to seek out worldly desires, worldly maturity. What does the world need to teach me? You know, the direction that we should be heading into should lead us into enlightenment, even without having to step foot in certain places with certain forces. Amen. That's the preventable measures taken. Just like if there was a sign saying beware, be wary. um, Sometimes those signs are there so that you don't have to go any further. I don't think that we always need to go into certain places to learn, to get burned. That's just being hard-headed. That's just not listening. That's just being curious. But again, if we're evolving, maturing, then haven't we gotten burned? Haven't we been hard-headed and curious? Again, I talk to adults. I'm not talking to young children. There's snares, there's pits that you can fall in. Snares and like roaring lions waiting to devour, as the Bible speaks. On every corner, there's always someone lurking, for the prey, for the taken. And you just need to be all knowing that. You should be coming to know those things, and your actions should reflect your maturity, your growth. I speak about this growth, and this is not growth you can find in the system's programs and the system schools, unless they have philosophers like me teaching, right? And they do have philosophy classes, but again, just speaking generally, because you literally have to, be looking to hear about spiritual side of things. So in the system, I think they're called things like divinity and things along those lines. And I'm sure in philosophy you could speak on philosophy things, whatever you think or feel. But just generally, as I said, you're not going to just get this anywhere and everywhere. As you would think that you shouldn't. Even in the same tongue, you should, right? Because it's complex here. So I say you shouldn't, meaning you shouldn't have this access everywhere and anywhere, only because this is down here in this world. It's sacred, just like we know things are hidden in mysteries. Well, and as it has been, well, you can see why. There's a reason why wisdom is not just in every tongue, because down here we have to remember where we're at. So I'm gonna fluctuate and say where we're at, it's necessary. But above where I'm from, right, from the beginning, it's everywhere. It's supposed to be. That's where it originated. Two different places. But if it was hidden down here, which it has been, and it's not in every place, in every tongue, and it's supposedly now secrets and mysteries that only a few people possess, then there's a reason for it. We know those reasons to be because of earning it. Down here, we're all mixed up, we're all intertwined. God sees the devil's seeds, right? After God put his seeds, he came and put his seeds. So we all sprouting together. Why is that? Well, if we're all sprouting together, then that means we ourselves have to find it in ourselves to trust whoever it may be, ourselves, because now there is a mixture of this sort of belief and this sort of belief and this side versus this side. Because again, there's two masters, two fathers that just planted their seeds using this interpretation. And so that means that there's two different understandings, two different ways, philosophies. One of them could be a lie and one of them could be a truth. Yes, and each both of them, it's truth to them. But again, it comes down to you and what's true to you and what aligns in your soul, because now you're trying to figure out who's your father. Understandable, because when you sprout up, there's one father that's not here. There's one father that is here, that's prominent. You sprout up to figure out, is this my world or am I just a visitor? Because if this is not your world, then your father's not here. If this is your world, then your father is here. So you can see why, if it is wisdom from up above, it may be hidden, as it has been, and it's been hidden by humans. It's been hidden by the ruler. It's been hidden by we ourselves, and it's because in ourselves, but it's been hidden by my father, right? Our father, whoever we claim our father to be, which is not here. He's up above his throne. So down here, it was necessary to hide such knowledge and wisdom because of what people can, certain rulers, certain people that exalt themselves, making themselves a sheep when they're a wolf. Deceiving and deception has come to fruition. It has come to be because of those things. Now it exists because of such knowledge that they hold, that they can use against not even their own children, but to the children of my Father up above. So, yes, having such knowledge in everyone's tongue is dangerous. He speaks about it. There's people that have a slick tongue, very sweet what they say, but their intentions, they may be luring you, you know. Just like when you're older, you're supposed to know things, and then you're teaching this younger person, you can, as most people say, sway them, lure them. What's your intention? So, yes, not everyone's supposed to be leading you, supposed to be having such knowledge. Because remember, up above, such knowledge was free, of course, but it was free for a reason, because we had to remember what type of world that is. That was. Things that are allowed here wasn't things that people get away with here. Up above, there's no accepting that. Accepting of the things that are done here, that are just done away with. So I'll go into more interpretations. When you hold such knowledge and you withhold it from the rest of us, well, the question arises, who are you that holds this knowledge? Are you even worthy of holding such knowledge? And as we have grown here, we find that most of these people in these places, in these spaces, whoever they may be, they know who they are. They're not worthy. They can't pull a sword from the stone. But they hold knowledge because it's been shown to them, passed down to them, taken from a place and given only to a select people, and kept there for their generations to benefit from in a world like this, where they only want it for self-gain. They don't want it because they've worked for it. They don't want it to better everyone's life. No, it was for them. And they're going to do whatever they need to do to keep it. Because once people find out, they'll start questioning it. If you are so much the leader of the world, so much a person that's in a seat where people look up to you in a positive outlook, then why do such things? Your actions are not meeting the criteria that we thought was supposed to make a person, qualify a person to have such a seat. So that leads into how people that have this certain seat did not actually earn it. It was almost like taken, or just designed to be a substitute seat, a copycat. That is just not even real, not even legit. So that's why you don't even want their seats when they pass things down and say, "Oh, you'll be the next judge of this world." I don't want to be. I don't want. My counsel is not in this world. My seat is not in this world, and my name is not on that chair. That chair has been passed down to who knows who. And that's even if this seat is even, there could be blood in this seat, right? Like this could be an evil seat. People may have done dirty deeds in this seat, judged from it. Why would I want that to be passed down to me? So that's another thing. Why take from the hands of them when you could be given things by the hands of God? But you know, if that is your Father, then you will accept those rewards and you'll be given those rewards accordingly. They will be offered to you. Yes. It's the way that you see things. You have to be knowing who your Father is. It can't just be written down, because it is written down and people still sell their soul. People still do the opposite of what the teachings of God teaches in the Bible. You know, what he warned you about, far as the rewards of this world, what the world could give you. Those are just words, you know, not even words, true words, but they don't hold any power to you if you don't truly believe that in your heart of hearts. If that's not truly you deep down inside in your soul. Because I always say close the book, because I'm a vessel. Like I align with it. I don't. So, for example, when I say I align with it, I don't, as I've said before, I don't like stuff. You know, I always just take it down. Or I like beer. I like everything beer. I like my walls beer. And I buy stuff to only have to freaking give it away again. I'm hard-headed. And so that aligns with me not wanting things from the world. I don't want rewards. And then even with the torch being passed, who's passing this torch to me? Do I even want to be on your team? No, I don't. I don't. I don't. You know, because close the book. Let's say I don't know what the book says, but I know what you have done. I know how y'all think. I know how y'all play. That's not how I play as a person, as a soul. So that already separates me somehow, even if I don't know, right? Because I don't know anything written. No one's telling me anything. If anything, the world's telling me that I'm from this world and I'm just like you and you're just like me. Well, not technically, because the world tells me that I'm probably lower than you in stature and status. But just generally, that we all follow the same God, whoever that is, and we're under the same authority, and we're supposed to be doing the same things as a society, and that's just what it is. Not looking outside the box, not even able to think outside the box, but I do for some reason, right? And that arises questions in me, but only I know those things, because I'm not in that moment or in these moments gonna say anything. I'm just, there's something in you see already. There's some instinctual something, because again, we don't know. We don't have any reassurance, we don't have any confirmation. And again, that is confirming that you don't need anything outside of yourself to remind or wake you up. It's going to be you that bear witness. It is you that is the vessel. It is you that's the body of God. Like you're that entity sent here that he's in, that when they see you or come to know you, they'll start to see him. Whether you know it or not, they do. And that is why God says that. No, they don't hate you. They hate that I'm in you. Because you're going to try to figure out, as we have growing up, what's wrong with me and what do you have against me? Because you're not treating me the same. You're not treating people like me fairly. It's just a bit harsh and merciless. So there comes the book. There comes reassurance. There comes prophecy. There comes confirmation now when you open the Bible. But that was just confirmation. It still took you to be that vessel. It still took you to walk and follow Jesus, to see, to come to know who you are, to Him, to yourself, and to see, everything in the darkness. That even in the darkness, you see, to understand those scriptures. So I have no choice but to give credit to the verses, because they become a reassurance, they become confirmation, they become aligned with what I speak, what I know, what I believe, my philosophy, my whole existence. And then you say, this is all my brothers and sisters have said in the past. Now I see, Father. He said, you will come to know that, you will come to see. Even in darkness, we come to see. And we only came to see through us. Because why? Because it is God that is in us. Not in the world, in us. And when the world is against us, God is for us. And all those other verses about it, when He speaks to us, let alone when Jesus speaks about us, let alone when John speaks to us, so many of our family speaks to us, warns us, reminds us in their little letters, and earnestly just rooting for us. Before we were even existing, they wrote letters because they knew, because of what happened to them and what was going to happen, because it was prophecy, it was the will, it was going to be fulfilled, and it still is. Just as I'm doing in my generation for the next one. I mean, Jesus is coming in this generation, but you get the message. I'm speaking regardless. And it just for this generation alone, let alone any other generations in any other worlds, because this is on record. This book will always be forever. My soul will always be forever. Just like my Father knows who I've been in many, many worlds and the works I've done, wonderful works. And this is just one world and one timeline. For Him to know what I would have done before I knew what I was going to do, before I even done it. He said, you're going to do wonderful things. You say, really? Really? Because He said, you'll come to see. And so prophecy foretells, right? Because then time will tell. You will come to see, but just know I've told you these things. Just know. He said, believe. Just believe in yourself, right? Believe. So that is why certain wisdom generally, when it comes to the spiritual side of things, is the thing that people, no one can afford it. because no one can find it. Like anything a man finds, he will sell. Anything he touches, he can destroy, but not wisdom. No, no, not the Holy Spirit. No, he don't play about the Holy Spirit. He doesn't play about wisdom. He doesn't play about truth. No, because wisdom holds truth, and it is the testimony of them. It is the testimony of the beginning. It's the root of everything. So how could it be in just in anyone's hands? How mm-mm. How could he just allow anyone to be able to pull the sword from the stone? They just won't. They just can't. But they'll try to search for such wisdom. Try to search themselves. Try to search people. They will do whatever they have done to get these things. And oh, they have received things and taken things and stole and plastered their name, deception, wolves clothing, and sheep clothing. Like they've done it with everything. But God says that he will reveal it in you, not in the church, not in the building, not in her, not in them, in you. They can't find it in the blood, it's in the spirit. So they can test you, they can experiment on you, they can try to figure you out, test your brain, test your look into the skin, the pigmentation, the melanin, all of it. Okay, you can find whatever you're going to find in those things, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the spirit. You can't, and so there you go. They can test the spirit, but not in those conventional ways. He says, test every spirit. Well, testing a spirit is coming to know a person. Once they start to know you, then they'll see. But they didn't have to do it. You didn't have to literally physically touch you. Just be you. It's your whole created existence. It's you. Just like when someone says it's your energy, it's your vibe, it's your aura. Okay, just you to pack you, just you. I'm sending you off. That's all you need. You don't need anything, just you. I just want you. You're enough. And you're trying to figure out, you sure you don't want me to go put this on, or you don't want them? No, just you. Because you're more than rubies. You sure you don't want and it's like, there's the confidence, because then you're just like, you sure it's me? Just you. Someone in the back, like, you don't want diamonds? No, she's more than rubies. You must not know, right? You must not know what this is, who she is. You just must not know, because once you know, then you'll see. You'll understand. But such things are off limits. Amen. Such treasures, such sacred wisdom, such things are kept sacred for good reason. Because again, man likes to take hold of things and own them. My land, my slave. Really? My woman. But you're just a man. Who gave you this authority? We have power and dominion. You do. That's true. For a little time. But in that time, I will make ruckus. Yeah, I'm a slave, but am I truly? No. And you will come to know to see that I am not, because of who I am. I will make ruckus. You see, it's going to be in you. It's your whole created existence simplified. You will come to know, because I just can't be quiet. And he say, you need to be quiet, slave. Well, I just can't. And that's when he'll see it. Even if I don't know, everyone's mad at me because now he's threatening everybody. If she don't be quiet, you guys all are going to sleep outside. So now, there's a sacrifice. It's like, okay, for the sake of everyone, am I supposed to be quiet? Even though me being quiet is not right. I'm speaking up for what's right. This is not about comfortability. That's just the hard truth. I get it. I clearly don't want everyone to be affected, but I mean, something ain't right, y'all. And it just sucks that the minority, in this situation, just me, is speaking up, whereas it could have been all of us. And then you say things like, guys, you see the same thing, don't you? Unless it's something I'm seeing, then tell me I'm crazy. But long and behold, these people see the same things and they just choose not to. Hardship on me, isn't it? Woe to me, isn't it? Because on top of that, I mean, the enemy hates me and my own people do too. Because of the sacrifice that I'm about to take. And that's the sacrifice that I'm willing to do. But long and behold, these things are written. But again, close the book because you didn't need it. But it does happen to be a prophecy, so it is a confirmation. Again, it is a reassurance. And who holds these books? Oh, my slave owner. Who reads from these books? Him, them, her. So yes, before I could know who I am, they held such wisdom. They already knew because they were given power. They were given dominion. They have become a ruler in this world. And we are slaves. Punishment. We're in death. Whatever you want to call it. This is not heaven. This is not life. This is not a life to thrive. This is a life to work. And yes, with your working, you can pay your debts. But you'll always be owned. And everything that you acquire will never be yours. And even if it is yours, it'll never last. Because things are not meant to last here. No. And you are meant to know that. So that you won't be that person that hoards things and be a rich person that has a hard time entering heaven because you can't let go of your possessions. Yeah. So, should this title be Close the Book? Everything I can remember. And that's you stepping out on faith when the world's against you, even your own people, because really, are these your people at all? You come to see that we're all slaves and we may be the same color, but they not with the same energy. They don't come with the same spirit, the same willingness, the same sacrifice, the same belief, the same strength. But you don't change. You're not shaken. And you wonder why he's delighted in such a person. Because you didn't have to be strong, especially when everyone proven to be weak. You could have just given in when you had choices to. You didn't have to be strong, even though you were among enemies, even though your day was full of labor. But you chose to. And you wonder who he chooses. Who do you think? When the majority chooses to be weak, chooses to be quiet, chooses to try to shut you up, and you trying to speak up. You trying to stand up for your rights, for everyone's rights. I mean, my goodness. And then to find out this wasn't even your world. To find out your father planted you here. You're a plant. And you standing up for your rights in a world that ain't even yours. Like a world where you come into. In a world where you're standing up to try to help the world. Change the world. And to see that is why you are the ones that change the world. Not the slave owners, not the rulers, not the masters, not the shepherds that's leading you. And not your own people that you think is your people that may have the same color and is slaves just as you. But it is the ones that he has chosen in the world, though there is many. There's only but one. There's only a few. And that is how you see that verse. Because out of many, many, many of them that have claimed and may have even came here just as me to do whatever we were sent to do, be slaves, and to figure out we ain't no slave. Even among them, he has not chosen them neither. Because he has entrusted them. Yes, he has entrusted his children to look over his house, to do what they know they were supposed to do, use all that they could have with what they were given. In every message, in every depiction, in every interpretation, the message is the same. His own children, out of many of them, there was only a few that actually shown to be worthy. To me, actually shown to be his actual children. So y'all, the rest of y'all probably just adopted, because there's no way that he looking down, only seeing a few, and to think that the rest of them is claiming to be actually his. No, if you were actually his kid, you would be, we would see God in you. So that tells us right then and there, and it points out, it sets you apart, because it's like, oh yeah, that's God's child right there. She acts just like him. I see him in her. I see God in her. There. It's not really hard when you know the truth. Not at all. But when you don't know the truth, you're just kind of learning it as you go, hoping to realize it eventually, little by little, until you actually get the revelation of it, until your eyes can actually see and your ears can actually hear, and until you can actually comprehend it and remember it long enough for you to like fulfill the actual puzzle piece. But someone that has always known the truth from the beginning, they could spot you very easily. So with that mature spiritual maturity, it's the same thing. The more that you come to mature, the more you come to spiritually mature, the more you come to see, the more you come into familiarity with spirits to know exactly, yeah, it's time to go. Yeah, I don't need to step foot in this place. I've been in a place such as this. I've seen a sign just as this. I have learned my lesson. I don't need to repeat it. Real recognizes real now, right? Like you start to master skills as you are tried and as you're making your way to the journey to life. That is what a sight, a wonderful sight to see. To see his children walking in the light, making their way. Straight, keeping their way, following the ways, making their life simple, giving that to themselves. You ask for presents and rewards. That's you rewarding yourself. Give yourself peace. Give yourself the knowing that you've and that you're conquering through and that you're on your next task in life, that you're not repeating it. To know that is a gift given and you thank the gods for it. You thank the gods, you thank yourself for such peace. That's all I ask. More peace. You might not even truly can grasp what what peace can bring. Peace can bring richness. It is richness in your life. Rich fulfillness. And that's peace. Peace can bring all things to you just because you exude peace. You're surrounded by it. You're open. Everything feels welcomed around you. Opportunities, people, places, and things will be attracted and connected and feel safe and home and peaceful around you. So many things. When receiving peace and asking for peace, to be able to rise in the morning and feel ease, to go to bed at night and to dream and to have such clarity and deep consciousness, to be able to remember a dream, to have such a dream that just amazes you when you awake from that reality, that inspires you to reflect on it and share it. A dream that brings sparks to your soul. Sparks. It lights up. It makes you smile in the morning. And it makes you praise God, to say, thank you, Lord, for giving me dreams. Dreams are God sent. Peace of mind. Peace to not be fazed by the world and the people of the world. When we're on our physical labor time, you need peace of mind. You need it to thrive while we endure torment. To know how to face it. To know how to react without feeling or coming out of that peace. You answer with peace. You receive it with peace. And most importantly, spiritually. Spiritual peace. Overall, that other spirit, that other entity that has come into your energy or around you with no peace, they'll sense it. And they know that they can't play those games. They can't try to run around you and come into you. There's no way. There's no way. So I'll leave it there.